Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and I am Ryan, back here with you with my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin. I'm still a little under the weather, so if you hear some silence from me, it's just me coughing. I've muted the microphone, but the guys will keep going, and we are back with two of our favorite guests. Oh, he just got a smile on his face.
Howdy! he called us two of his favorites.
Yeah. You guys are. Tyler Dean and Hank Bagwell. Anybody that will hang out with me at Disney World has to be one of my favorite guests.
I've tried to hang out with you at Disney World.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Man, not even a minute in.
I know. I had so much fun with Ryan. Over that. We were walking along, and I said, I was talking to Tyler, and you should probably call him. He goes, why? I go, I don't know. I don't know what you've done to him. I said, but he called me, and he says, where are you at? And I said, oh, I'm going over to Disney. He goes, oh, yeah? And I go, yeah. He goes, oh, cool. I said, yeah, I'm going to meet Ryan over there. And he goes, Ryan from I Am Geek? And I go, yeah. And he goes, well, have a good time, and hung up the phone on me. I tell Ryan this with just the straightest face I could tell him, right? And Tyler, we had it all set up, and Tyler was laughing because we just tried to hook up. We tried to get together. It just never worked out. It just kept bumping around. And so I drug him on there for a little bit, and he just goes, what? And so it was funny because he was kind of, you saw that look like, what have I done?
I think I said, or I thought in my mind, yeah, typical Tyler.
God. Hey, man.
I'm joking. Hey. If you can't dish it out, if you can't take it, don't dish it out. But anyways, they're back on here again, and we're going to do 2 episodes with them, and they'll be out in the next couple of weeks. The other episode will. But tonight we're going to focus on a trip that they took together.
Took forever to get there, man.
Well, it's far, far away. Anyways,
wow.
With the opening of Galaxy's Edge,
I set you up for that,
you
man.
Did. With the opening of Galaxy's Edge this week, we thought at Walt Disney World, we thought we'd talk about that. So we brought them on because they ventured to Batuu to take in the sights, the sound, the smells, the tastes of a galaxy far, far away.
Oh, we took in the tastes.
Oh, God. That part I can't wait to get to.
That was your favorite part, Hank.
That was so gross.
So we'll get to that. So they went to the pass holder preview, before it officially opened, but now it is officially open with the opening ceremony with Hondo. I don't know why I always pronounce his mispronounce it. I want to say Honda Accord, but I know that's not his name. He was sort of the master of ceremonies, and he brought in everybody's favorite Bob, the head of parks, Bob Chapek, to open.
Hey, can I inquire and get your boys' perspective on this? They had Mark Hamill, they had Harrison Ford. I forget who else was there for the opening ceremony of Disneyland's version of Batuu. Why did we get characters? Like, why did I assumed we'd get like the new cast, like John Boyega, what's her name, who plays Rey. Like, that was just did anyone else find that weird?
Yeah, it was a little weird, but I think because they did it in California, they weren't going to make a big deal out of it here. What I'm assuming is in December, when the new ride opens here first, they're going to do something with some of the cast then.
Oh, yeah.
And then when it opens in California, they're not really going to do anything.
Gotcha.
But that's just my that's just my thoughts. I could be totally wrong.
Hank and I got to go in the new ride.
What?
I'm totally kidding. We didn't.
Lies.
Yeah.
I know some people that did.
No, we're not allowed to go to Disney anymore, but we got in.
We went in there. I know some people that actually got to go in it.
We need to go ahead and record a 3rd episode of what it was like going to Mickey Jail.
I ain't never heard of Mickey Jail until he became friends with me. Now he wants to go.
I think we should have shirts made that say, I've been to Mickey Jail.
Straight out of Mickey Jail?
Straight out of Mickey Jail. That'd be awesome.
So Hank,
Yeah,
our host is having a coughing fit, so I guess we gotta
there
keep
it goes.
going. Chris,
All right,
Nathan, got
let's
anything to
let's
say?
just
He just keeps going.
let's
So,
just
For our listeners at home, we those who don't know, we actually do this, and I'm sure the boys talk about this quite often, but they do it over Skype, so we can actually see one another. Even though I'm in Nashville,
Mhm.
Hank is in Florida, Chris, you're in Texas, right?
yeah, I'm in Texas. Yep.
Katrin.
I'm in Arkansas right now.
woo pig,
Sleep.
baby, woo pig.
So I mean, like, even though we're all in different states, we can see one another.
Yeah, we can see Ryan dying,
You can see
and we can't do
Ryan.
anything about it.
I'm back.
Just put your hand to the screen, Ryan. Just put your hand to the screen. That's good. There you go.
Anyways,
gonna be okay.
if you go to Mickey
Still-
Jail, though, you don't come back to Disney, so you don't want to go to Mickey Jail.
Oh.
I hear if you get an attorney and you write a letter of apology that you can get back in.
Yeah, but you gotta write a bunch of letters of apology.
Really? For over a period of years?
Yes.
Or maybe
Really?
get like a famous YouTube channel.
What if I just changed my name?
Well, you still got the same fingerprint.
Yeah, you have to melt those off.
Well, I mean, it is a tune jail, so those are easy to break out of.
Just get a black hole and put it on the wall.
Yeah, black hole, a good eraser will do.
Do you know
Anything.
how bad you got to screw up to get thrown
Turpentine.
in Mickey jail? I mean, you got to really go at it.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
Carl,
You
we should-
just
you
be
guys
like
should, you guys
Homer or
should
Bart
find
Simpson.
someone to interview who's been to Mickey jail.
Really, all you have to do is go backstage when you're not supposed to go backstage.
That gets you in Mickey jail?
You can.
Technically, I was supposed to go to Mickey Jail then.
Yeah.
I took a shortcut down a hallway I wasn't supposed to.
Well-
I was little, though. I was with my brother, and he was like, let's just go in here. And we were like, what? I don't even know if the hall is still there because it's right where Star Tours is, and it cuts across to where the Sci-Fi Diner is. There's like a little building there, and you can see straight through it. There's like there's a door with a window in it, and then on the other side of the hall, there's a door
Wait,
with a
where?
window.
Sci-fi? Between sci-fi and...
Behind, no, it's behind where the old speeder bike used to be. You know the speeder bike
okay.
photo
Yeah,
op?
yeah.
There's a little building right there. Apparently, it's only for cast members. We didn't know.
I mean, if you go in someplace you don't know, they'll slap you on the wrist and send you on. But if you go in someplace and start exploring, then they'll be like, okay, yeah, you're banned.
Just looking for the bathroom, man.
And then if you walk out with like a 300-pound animatronic and sell it on the dark eBay, then you'll get thrown in jail. That actually,
I can see that.
That actually happened.
Are you referring to Buzzy?
Yeah.
Poor Buzzy.
dark eBay.
Somebody stole an animatronic. A 300-pound
Uh-huh.
animatronic.
Yeah.
By
Yeah.
there was
themselves.
Well,
Probably not. But they are the only ones that got caught.
Put sunglasses and a hat on it and just kind of walk out.
He already had glasses and a hat.
Yeah.
on,
Well,
remember?
there you go.
What did he steal?
He's so Buzzy is an old Epcot character that was still sitting back there in its original position.
What was it I tried to steal, Tyler? I tried to steal something at the.
I know nothing of this.
My
Okay.
heart.
I tried to steal something outside of the Polynesian, and I had this.
Oh, I
this
know what
guy-
you tried to steal.
What was it?
Well, I can't really show. It was. If you boys can see it, for our listeners at home who can't see our Skype footage, it's I have a miniature model of one of the tiki gods from the Enchanted
that's
Tiki
what it was.
Room, and they have the actual large version outside the Polynesian.
So this guy who works for Disney is walking alongside of us with this luggage cart, the big,
Yeah.
brass thing. And I said, "Hey, buddy, can I said, I need that real quick." And he goes, "Well, I can't. This is for another customer." I said, "He goes, you can go get your own." I said, "No, I need you." And he said, "What?" I said, "We're just going to load this on here real quick and have you take it out to the car for us." And he just kind of looked at me like what? At first, he was kind of.
He told us to come back late at night and do it.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And I said, well, I kind of needed you as a conspirator to it. So they didn't
Always
stop me in the
helpful.
parking lot.
Wow.
He didn't go for it though. Apparently, he loves his job.
Want security, blah, blah, blah.
Everybody loves their job at Disney. Anyways, so Batuu has officially opened, or you can go there now at Disney Hollywood Studios. Did you see the videos of the first day that people were waiting overnight? Like as soon as the park basically closed the day before, they were waiting.
It was like
outside.
It was 3 a.m. or something, wasn't it?
Some of them were waiting earlier than that
to get into the park.
Mm-hmm.
Comic-Con.
I've never understood that. I've been with people and they'll say, "Oh, we should go camp out and get tickets." No. Now you buy them online, but they used to go do that. Oh, we're going to camp out and get tickets. Oh, we're going to camp out and get up close to the stage. You're out of your mind. No way. No.
Yeah, they camped out all night outside of the gate. They couldn't bring their cars in the parking lot or anything, so they had to either be dropped off or whatever. And
see, Hank, there's a lot of people that would have killed to be my guest to go as to the pass holder preview. You should be grateful.
I'm so grateful. I had a blast. I did. I enjoyed it.
I know you did.
And y'all Tyler threw me under the bus last time, so I'll just repeat it. I'm not a Star Wars fan. I'm just not a Star Wars fan. And the thing I loved most about that park was the bar, surprisingly enough.
Well, me too.
And because it really made me feel like I had just got off a spaceship and walked into this bar, Elvis Cantina, and just chilled out and having a beer and sitting there just chilling. It was just super cool. It actually made me feel beer. What's that?
An $85 beer.
Oh, yeah.
Did you really get that?
I did.
Oh my goodness.
I did. And what's funny is I had absolutely no intention to. I hated that thing.
That's how they get you.
I used it as an example of like Bob Iger's greed.
I'm not giving Bob my money.
Yeah, and then I looked at it. Some guy had it sitting there because it was kind of like a communal thing. We sat at someone else's booth. They let us sit down, and the guy had it in front of him, and I was looking at it, and I was like, you know what? It's pretty freaking cool. Bring it on. So I've got it sitting on my dresser right now. I've yet to find a thing for it.
But
how long did it take you to drink it?
Not long, probably.
What? No.
It's like shots. It's like shots of beer, basically.
It's a flight. Yeah, it's a flight of beer. But and then we're sitting there, and he goes, "Feel that?" And it's really heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean I get it now. I mean, it's like the Nautilus at Trader Sam's or something. I mean, it's a very well made product, and I mean, you pay $55 for the Nautilus. So I mean, I was like, okay, I get it.
Okay, so we're jumping ahead a little bit, but that's okay. So the park opens. I was going to get this stuff out of the way. The park opens, and then immediately went to a 300-minute wait. Immediately filled up. Nobody else could get in, and so it was crowded. But then by the end of the day, I think it had slacked off a whole lot. People could just walk in. So for all the people that rushed in, I mean, if you waited a couple hours, you could have
just slept in your own bed.
Yeah,
instead of on the sidewalk.
Walked in. I don't get it. But let's jump back to your experience on Batuu. So what spaceship did you take there? Was it X-wing or Y-wing?
I really liked it. The Chrysler. We call it the Chrysler. I don't know what model your car is, Hank, so I can't. You're gonna have to help me out here. What model is the Chrysler 300?
Yeah, the Chrysler 300. That's it.
That's my brand.
Yeah. Old Whitey.
Old Whitey.
Oh.
Old Whitey.
Oh Lord.
Well, I mean, it's because just a white Chrysler 300. For those who are putting too much into that there.
I told Hank because I wanted to do a whole vlogging episode, but as we were walking in, like, and I tried, like, I sent a little clip to Hank last night that I put together, but I noticed, like, right after we met Honda Accord, I stopped videoing, and I, I wanted to, I didn't want to live through the lens. I wanted to take it all in, and I also didn't want to approach it objectively. Like, I wanted to just enjoy it, right? So I think the next time when I go back is when I'll just really start, okay, not necessarily what I would have done differently, but I really just tried to enjoy it, and I did. I mean, it's awesome. And I told Hank this when we were standing outside August Cantina. I literally, not once did I think, oh, I'm standing on the old property of Lights Motors Action. Like, I really felt like I was somewhere else. So they did a great job. I really felt immersed.
I'll agree with that. Because you really, when you go in, I understand what people were saying about not being any shade, but I mean,
which they tried to rectify with Home Depot umbrellas.
Yeah, that was a little weird. I think they could have done things differently. It doesn't have to be trees. It can be, things that are, just sheets or something that just hang over canvases, whatever.
Yeah, it was apparent that no one said, hey, we're building this version in Florida. They've got a little different weather. Let's change some things up. Like, it was obvious that they just replicated it.
Yeah.
Which I think was odd, but it's really awesome. I mean, it's beautiful, and honestly, I can't wait to go back. I was, of course, I'm going to be jumping ahead a little bit here, but I mean, I was underwhelmed by the Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run. I was underwhelmed. It's cool to go in there. I think you, as a Star Wars fan, especially you, Ryan, like, it's going to be a magical moment for you.
Yeah.
But the ride itself is just, Star Tours Junior that you get to press some buttons, which Hank are convinced don't work. Hank's convinced the buttons don't work.
Okay, so my whole goal was to crash it. I wanted to crash the Millennium Falcon. I wanted to crash it. And because I get in my head that I'm thinking, wait a second, if I can fly basically a mock flight and live, and it looks real, it's going down. And so I just tried to just go straight down, and it just started didn't really give me a whole lot. And then Tyler was flying left and right. I had up and down, and Tyler had left and right. And on the second time, because we actually rode it twice. And then Tyler was able to move it. You were moving it everywhere.
Yeah. I told him, I said, I figured it out because, like, I watched him. He had it pushing down the whole time. Like, he moved it maybe once or twice, but just the whole time, just straight forward, just wanting to go down. And I said, dude, they thought of that. Like, they knew some smart butt kid or some, 20-something-year-old guy was like, we're going to crash it. And if you do that, it's going to take over. I really honestly think that it's like 60-40. Or maybe not, maybe 70-30, like 70 being the ride controlling itself, and you get to do just a little bit. But like he said, when I finally got to sit in the pilot seat, and I was left and right, I looked behind, and Hank was you engineer or gunner at that time?
I was engineer.
Yeah, so I looked back at him. He's sitting back here trying to flip the switches, and I was like, dude, look. And I was going left and right, and he was like, oh, okay. So, it's cool. It's awesome. It's Star Tours Junior. Interactive Star Tours Junior.
It's not even on the same. It's not even in the same ballpark as
Flight of Passage.
Flight of Passage.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even close. My opinion.
Here, and again, I feel like we're jumping ahead, but Hank, you and I really haven't even got to talk about this. I think and I've had a lot of time to mull it over. James Cameron, I believe, had a big hand in Flight of Passage. And as a storyteller, I think he kind of, or I think that shines through. His storytelling abilities shine through. And there's that part in Flight of Passage where you pause after that big, chaos with the big Ikran or whatever. you pause in that cave, and then all the lights start to, glow, and then you guide through there slowly. There is never a moment like that in Smuggler's Run. It's just bam, 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 bam.
Right.
It just never stops.
Right.
And I feel like it needed a moment to breathe and let you take it in that you're actually in the Millennium Falcon flying through space.
Like the cave.
Yeah, it needed something like that. But again, that ride was built. These are all just trivial things or petty things because that ride is built to change story-wise. So that what we're seeing is the first incarnation of it. Like they'll have other adventures and stuff, so that part can change.
Now that you say that, that's kind of really cool because thinking about it, it was cool to sit in the cockpit, and I mean it's phenomenal. The view of it is phenomenal. The experience of sitting in there looking out and just saying. So Tyler, I agree with you, and we haven't talked about that, but something that would be super cool is if you just had a moment where you're just in space and you're just sitting still, maybe, or you're just looking around.
And Ryan knows this, and I mean, Hank, you've even seen like the Force Awakens and stuff. When they go through hyperspace, ain't that what that's called when they're in the blue tunnel or whatever? Ain't that hyperspace?
Yeah,
the stars going by.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's always quiet.
Yeah,
it's always quiet then. So if it could have been then, like, you pull on the lights and then they're like, oh, this is awesome. And then, Hondo comes in. Okay, we're approaching the destination or whatever. It's like, okay, hang on. Boom, like that.
Yeah, because once you get in, Tyler was right when he said that earlier. Once you get in, it's just nonstop. It's just go, 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 go. And so there is no place to go. Okay. To allow it to build again.
Sweet coaxium, man.
They need to let you go plaid.
We do have a new slogan that you should say when someone says bright suns to you.
Can you say that on here, Hank?
Yeah, of course I can. Of course I can.
Oh gosh, don't let me edit stuff.
So they would say to me, bright suns, and I'd be like, what are you talking about?
I would say Capri Sun. I would respond with Capri Sun.
And so I turned around and I said, they said, bright suns. And I went, tight buttons do you too. So I was trying around and Tyler looked at me and he's laughing. And he goes, yeah, that's pretty good. We're keeping going. Yeah. So it's a bright suns and I'd go tight buttons to you.
What is bright had sun? Some ideas for some shirts, right, Ryan? Do you remember?
Yeah, let's see. Welcome to Snafu.
Yeah.
And then what's the other ones?
Dim Sum.
Yeah, Dim Sum.
Oh, mercy.
I want a T-shirt that's like like those old like travel brochure pictures, but it's like instead of Batuu, it's like Snafu. I had some other ones.
Let's jump ahead to something real quick that I want to talk about.
Oh, wait, before we do on, I just wanted to comment on what Tyler said about the story thing. I think he's completely right because if you look at the Wizarding World, Harry Potter,
oh yeah,
I think the reason that's so good is because J.K. Rowling's had her hands all in it. And of course, James Cameron probably had his hands all in it. And it's because when they made those properties, and still with Wizarding World, it's not owned by Universal. But Lucasfilm, Star Wars is owned by Disney, so they can do whatever they want to. And they don't have the creator sitting there going, nope, that's not how I envisioned it. No, that's not how it's going to be. You can't do it. You can't use that. Disney can just be like, we can do whatever we want to. And I think that's why we got what we got, because they can do whatever they want to. They don't have George Lucas sitting there saying, that's not what I envisioned, and that's not how the Millennium Falcon would work, and that's not how this would work. And
yeah, I mean, just little things. And I, even when we were there, I was sitting there thinking, like, I don't want to approach this objectively, because even when I talk to you guys about it and put it out there, like put out my opinions, I don't want to be negative, because I know there's so many people that put their their heart and soul into this.
Yeah.
They want it to be the best it can be. I mean, but you can look at it and be just little things like, why didn't we walk up a ramp onto the Millennium Falcon? Yeah. Like, how hard would that have been to have the underside of another Falcon with a ramp. Even when we're little kids, we see them run up that ramp. Like, okay, why could it's like, okay, well, it's a danger because people might hit their heads or something. It's like, okay, well, make it bigger. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the whole Falcon on the inside is bigger. Why is the joystick an actual joystick and not a steering wheel? Like, for me, from a storytelling perspective, it would make more sense because you could have Hondo say something like, okay, why is Chewie in Batuu? Something's wrong with the Falcon. For some reason, the right pilot can only go up and down with the steering wheel. And for some reason, the left pilot can only go left and right. It's like, okay, well, Chewie's bringing it into Batuu for maintenance. And that gives us an excuse on why there's two pilots, one who can only go one, or, who can only go one direction apiece. Like, from a storytelling perspective, it makes more sense. You could do that.
That's actually pretty good.
Right. I could pick that apart all day long, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to be negative. It is a great play. I think, honestly, the Cantina is one of my favorite spots on property now.
I agree.
And I'm sure Rise of the Resistance is going to be phenomenal. That's really what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So you wanted to jump ahead to something, Hank?
Well, also, I wanted to say something else once, since we're still talking about the ride for a second. We were, they've got the pilot and the gunners, and then they've got the engineer, right? And Tyler and I were talking, and I said, why don't they should have put, like, bomber floors in the back if you're in the engineer, because I can't imagine that somebody goes, oh, I want to be the engineer, just on everything that did. But I think that they would have put, glass, a screen on the floor where you're actually seeing what's happening in front of you, but it's going beneath you or something like that, and you can drop bombs or something like that. I thought that would have been cool. But then I wrote it in the back, and I thought, okay, I didn't mind it in the engineer spot. I don't think I would have liked gunner. I think I enjoyed engineer and pilot. I think.
They should have had the actual gunner sections.
Oh, that would have been cool, but there's no way they could have done that.
Could have done it
with
absolutely.
ADA rules and stuff.
Well,
they couldn't have done it like it actually is. They could have done it a different way, but they couldn't have done it like it actually is because they can't have people climbing up and down ladders. They can't do all that stuff.
Well, yeah, you didn't have to do that. Like, it could have just been off to the sides.
I told Hank the exact same thing, and I said, I get it. There's a couple. It's like Ryan said, the ADA rules and all that stuff. And then also, too, you have to deal with logistics of, like, families who don't want to be separated and whatnot. But when you're in that room and they go, okay, they could establish that a gunner can go off by him or herself and be in this room. Who in the family wants to do that? Well, you bet Tyler's raising his hand.
Right.
I'll see y'all at the end of the ride. Like, y'all can sit in the cockpit. I'm going to be the freaking gunner,
Right.
So I feel like they could have done that.
Yeah, they could. Well, they could do anything they want to because they have all the money and resources. But
y'all got any questions for us?
Well, let's see. Did you guys go to the hallway and kiss?
Actually, you know what? I had to point it out to Hank, and I said, "Well, I'm not kissing you, man."
No,
This moment.
There was no magic moment there.
Was there
Did you try and hide under the floorboard so you couldn't have to leave?
And I'm going to prove that I want to be positive. I thought to myself, the Falcon is not on a foundation, right? So when you walk on it, the floor should feel hollow, like it should feel sturdy, right? And I was like, but I know it's just going to feel like a freaking room. It's going to feel like I'm in the briefing room at Flight of Passage. Like, it's not going to feel like a ship. I almost feel like I should leave this for you to let you discover it yourself, but I want to prove so bad that I want to approach this positively.
Oh, go ahead.
When you're in that spot where Han kisses Leia, they made the floor have these metal panels that move.
Oh,
so,
cool.
like, they clank and stuff. And you can ask Hank, I turned around and I went, well freaking done. I was like, thank you. Yeah,
every now and then there's somebody who just gets to go, man, I'm going to just it's got to be a little bit like I'm just going to put my touch on it, and you get somebody. So whoever did that, I agree with Tyler. That was well done. I did notice one thing that I thought was a little. One thing that I noticed. If you ride single passenger, you're never getting pilot, ever. Not going to happen.
Single rider.
Yeah, single rider. What I say,
like
single pilot.
single passenger.
Single passenger, single pilot.
I'm calling it that now
Single
on,
rider.
just so you know.
What's that?
I'm calling it that from now on, just so you know.
But I noticed that, so they're all waiting, single riders are waiting, but that's not who they're asking what they want to do anything. They're the last person to get on because they pick the group. How big's your group? And then they say, whatever, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. And then they say, okay, come with me. And they immediately pick a pilot, immediately. And they hand the cards, and then they give the cards to the first 2 pilots. And then they give you just a stack of the other cards and say, here, spread these out amongst everybody else. And so, you're not getting pilot.
You could trade up with somebody if you want to, but who's going to give up the pilot seat, right?
So when you use your force powers, you do not want to be the pilot.
Now, you might actually be able to say that. You might actually be able to get one of the cast members and say, hey, I really want to be a pilot. And it might work, I would guess. But
this isn't the pilot you're looking for.
How fast did they get you through? Like, how long did you get to stay in the room with the hallway and the game table and all that stuff?
Now, that was fun, actually. So I thought, I will say this, that's good for it. It was probably, to me, one of the most entertaining walking through, waiting, see, there's stuff that's moving, there's things that are happening as you're going,
Mm-hmm.
And I think out of all the rides that I've done, was probably superior to all the rest of them, my opinion.
Well, he was asking how long did we get to be in the main chess room in the Falcon? As long as you would think you're going to be allowed to.
So like a minute.
Yeah, 120 seconds.
Yeah.
I felt like we were maybe in there. I don't want to say we were in there and then out, but pretty much I think so. Like, we had just a few seconds to sit down at the chess table, and then they were already calling us.
Oh yeah.
Boo.
Oh, and when you go in, they're very much. Oh yes, just look around, take your time, look at everything, and then all of a sudden, hey, never white card, white team, or purple team, or and there's like, hey, let's go. And so that was, and all of a sudden, then you're panicked. You're sitting there going, what? Where's everybody?
I'm colorblind. I don't know what's going on.
Start running through the halls looking for people you actually know the
That's when I would go, oh, no, I'm not purple. Sorry. We see your purple cards. No, that's not me. Sorry, I'll just wait here.
I think they would, just based on the experience there, I think they would go, okay. And just go without you. I don't know what they do, but they were not amused by anyone who was running a little bit behind, were they, Tyler?
No.
Yeah, they're ready to get you in there and get you out. Boom, boom.
Fun.
Which is hard to hear their story because those characters are important.
What?
Those cast members are legit characters. We don't need characters because we have those cast members. But I'm going to tell you something. I love their stories. I talked to a young man who had just flown in after being shipwrecked on a lost planet of, I don't remember the name. And then all of a sudden they say, you gotta go. And then we were just getting started. I didn't get the time to fall in love with the characters.
I wanted my picture with him.
Yeah. Now that was we'll get to that one in a minute, but at the cantina, if you start trying to take pictures, the cast members, the bartenders, will start posing behind you. That was a ball.
Yeah, the guy, because we heard horror stories about Agas in California. I'm sure all you boys read the horror stories of the cast members being rude and whatnot. The one here in Florida, or there in Florida, they compensated for that because they were awesome.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, tell me about
No.
the cantina. Tell me about your time in the cantina.
What you
I loved
remember?
I can't remember most of it.
Yeah,
No,
$85 drink.
no. It's awesome, man. It truly, again, not to be redundant, but one of my favorite places on property. Um, Hank and I, we were sitting there with some lovely ladies, and
as
we were
always.
talking. Oh, well, one of them wasn't interested in me. It's okay. I mean, well, none of them were, but one of them in particular. But I was telling them about how I believe the original plan was to have, uh, which is what Hank was talking about just a few seconds ago, having characters come into the bar, like
Yeah.
creepy looking, like mysterious looking alien dudes, like walking up to the bar and sitting, taking a shot of something, like that was the only thing I was missing. Like I kept telling them, I was like, imagine if some like smuggler looking dude walked in here, and like bartenders obviously know he's an actor and whatever, of course. So they got him like, a shot of apple juice or whatnot, and he's like throwing it back, and everybody's like, what? Who the crap is that guy? And then like some stormtroopers come in there and take him out, and pull him out. It's like that is all it needed. But other than that, the place is fantastic.
I want a smoking hot green alien girl that makes me understand what Star-Lord felt. I want to sit there and just go, "Whoo, mama, how you doing? You come here often?
Wow.
Well, I like your tentacles." There should be that moment where if you're going to really be engrossed like that.
I think what you just said is the reason there is not that they don't have that moment.
It'd be great. Oh, and that's another thing is, again, I'm going to go back to this. I don't think I'm going to probably get so much hate for this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't think they should let kids in. I just don't. There was something really cool about sitting there. It almost felt like a party. You go in and they're doing, hey, and they're singing like the bar songs from space and stuff. It was really cool. It was really, really cool. And
those little chestnuts.
But it was so cool that was there. And I kept thinking, man, this feels like you walk in and there's I don't know if he's got a name. You'll have to forgive my Star Wars ignorance.
Norm.
Norm?
DJ Rex?
No, I don't know.
Is that his name?
The droid?
Cheers.
Yeah.
DJ Rex.
Okay, so DJ Rex. And man, it feels like you're walking into a club. It really does. You're sitting there just kind of going, man, I'd get into this. And then all of a sudden there's a child.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, you're not allowed to drink in. You're not even allowed to drink. What are you doing in here? Because it feels like a bar, like a full-blown club.
They need to have Woody Harrelson come in there and run the bar.
That would be awesome.
You could double up solo and cheers. Perfect.
At least they should at least have a time to where like Trader Sam's where they say, okay, kids, you got to go.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I said
your cantina is after dark.
Yeah. Past 5 o'clock.
The green
kids out.
Or the green ladies come out. Twi'leks.
Now you're talking.
Hey, what are they called?
The Twi'leks.
The Twi'leks, yeah.
Yeah. So, did you, Tyler? I know Hank probably won't know this reference, but did you walk up to some random person, tap them on the shoulder, and say, "My friend here doesn't like the way you look"?
You know what's funny is I didn't, and I really wanted to so bad. I should have. Oh man.
And then Hank would be like, "What? I don't know. What are you talking about?"
It was so.
It'd be the version from Robot Chicken.
Yeah.
Like, no, I like you. You're good. You're fine. I don't know what he's talking about.
It was so funny because people would find out that I'm not a real big Star Wars person, and they would and they would just have this
disdain.
Why are you here?
Oh yeah, it was this look of complete disdain. Just how worthless you are.
Best part is Hank. He gets smitten with a nice young lady while we're there, and she's wearing an R2-D2 dress, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing, man? Like,
You should have went with the Star Trek shirt on. That
I'm
one.
gonna tell you something. I saw her and I was saying, I've loved Star Wars since I was a baby. I was born in space.
Oh my goodness.
Clack to Barada Nikto.
Oh man.
So how were the drinks? Were they good? Were they okay?
And let's stay with the subject of the cantina first before we switch to
the drinks in the cantina.
Oh, amazing! I loved it. I had a beer and I had and we were actually sharing some drinks around there, and I loved them. What was the there's a tequila drink that's nice. It's a green one. I really enjoyed that one. There was a I'll have to find the list and tell you the ones that we had. But I enjoyed all the drinks.
I would say no. Well, I was about to say no better or no worse than Trader Sam's, but I prefer the drinks at Trader Sam's. I think Aga's is more of a novelty thing.
Did you have the numbing stuff?
That's the one I wanted, and I didn't feel anything for maybe 30 minutes, and then all of a sudden my lips felt a burning sensation, but not ridiculous. I don't think Hank ever felt it. He actually took some and put it directly on his lips. I don't think he ever felt anything.
Well, he'd already had 3 fish bowls by then, probably.
Man, I think you would be a diabetic if you had 3 fish bowls because that's nothing but sugar.
Hank, how'd you like that alcoholic blue Wamba milk or whatever? Bantam.
Oh man! So we said, all right, we've got to try it, right? And we go over and
specifically talk about the rum.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I order the one with the rum in it. Tyler orders the one without the rum in it, and they taste absolutely identical.
There was no rum.
No rum whatsoever at all. And
Tyler, you said.
And I think that
why is the rum?
If it would have had rum, I think if it would have, that would have been pretty good if I could just walk back up there and say, "We want the rum." Then the green thing. Anyway, but it tasted identical, and it was horrible.
Hey boys,
yeah.
Let me take it down just for a second for y'all.
Do I need to put music in here or
no? Have any of y'all boys ever been to Bath and Body Works?
Of course.
All the time.
Okay. Have any of y'all ever went to Bath and Body Works, gotten one of the 3-wick candles, taken your fingers into the candle, gotten a big handful, and then eaten it?
That's my new diet.
No, that's exactly what it was. And we had, what were there? I'm trying to think. There were 5 or 6 of us that were hanging out there for a while, and everybody hated it. I don't think one person went, "That's good." Did they?
It literally tastes both of them. I don't this whole like fruity pebbles, and the flour thing. Maybe the flour thing. It tasted like a scented candle. Both of them.
I guarantee you they will change it within just a couple of months.
I hope so. The only people that I've seen that like it, all their videos start with, "This video is sponsored by Disney. They invited us in. They paid our way. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, this blue milk. It's so good."
Right. Those people ate glue when they were in kindergarten.
There was Mark Hamill posted a thing on Twitter of him with the blue milk in front of him at Disneyland, I guess, and his face just looks horrible in the picture. Like he doesn't want to drink this, and he even said I'm trying to be optimistic in this picture, but hey, it is better than what I had to drink on set so many years ago. I was like, well, that doesn't say much.
He said that was warm and slimy and super sweet, the one he had on set.
I just looked up. I liked the Outer Rim, and I really liked the Jedi Mind Trick. And there was one more, but I can't find what it was that I really enjoyed from there because it wasn't just a bowl of sugar,
Yeah. Do you have any of the boba ones?
Did I? I don't think so.
No. They poop out of that like frog looking thing.
Oh,
What the?
yeah. And I'm gonna tell you something. That looks disgusting. It legit looks disgusting.
Think.
Yeah.
It does. They like say that these boba balls that you get in your drinks, are the eggs or something of this frog that's like above the bar in this like aquarium nasty looking thing, and there's a tube coming down, and it looks like they're coming out of.
Well, that's what was cool about it. Is that when you walk in there, you feel like you're on another planet. You really feel like you're somewhere else. It is by far leaps and bounds, my opinion, one of the coolest places on all of Disney property.
When you get done with the Jedi mind trick, do you look down at your empty glass and go, "Hey, where'd my drink go?"
Oh, mercy.
No.
I was trying to see. I was trying to look up the beer flight. There was only one beer I didn't care for.
The banana? No, was it the banana one?
Ew.
No, it was like the
Banana beer?
Sounds
red.
horrible.
I don't know. It's like Red Squadron. I don't know. I
Ale.
can't find it. Yeah, it was the only one that I didn't care for. If I can find, I will say this. We all know it's $75 in Disneyland, right?
Yeah,
It's
$85 here.
Yeah, it's $85 in Florida.
All their prices have already gone up. Their lightsabers are more. Everything's gone up.
Well, I mean, Bobby, he's got to pay for that.
Bobby G.
The membership at the golf club we heard about.
Man, I have never developed such a disdain, a hatred for someone in such a short period of time. And I blame Tyler for that.
I mean, we only hung out for a few hours, so give me a chance.
He planted the
not
seed.
me.
He planted the seed, and then all of a sudden, and now he waters it.
Yeah, I love it. I'm just glad because I'm not alone. Now, okay, it was the Bad Motivator IPA. The Bad Motivator is bad.
Well,
Do not try.
It's bad in the title.
Well, I mean, they kind of told you.
Yeah.
Right? Bad Motivator.
Did you have any of those weird little snacks that they had there?
At August?
Yeah, they have this like weird Jello looking stuff that looks like a petri dish, and then they have these like weird like chips. That look
But
weird.
the girl I mentioned how we joined a family at one of the booths. The little girl, she was cute as a button. She was dressed up as a Wookiee, and like a stylish Wookiee.
Yeah.
Like, didn't look like an actual Wookiee child sitting there at the booth. But she was.
She has a condition.
Right. Yeah. Now she had that, and she said it was good. She enjoyed it.
Oh, good. It looks literally like a petri dish.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, who came up with that? Like even if I'm like on another planet, on other planets, when you go to a bar, they're like, here, have a petri dish.
I think a lot of people, when I travel to Disney, I'm mainly by myself, and I'm going. Oh, there he is. My buddy's back.
Sorry, guys.
I'm typically flying solo or going Rogue One when I'm.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. So when you're with a group of 5 people, you kind of feel like you can't really, you gotta compromise, right? You gotta make sure, which, I don't want to be a mean guy and just be like, I'm going here, right? So I didn't really get to cover as much ground and see every little corner. I would have preferred, like, we didn't eat at Docking Bay 7. Hank wanted to, but I think we were running late, or everybody else had eaten.
Everybody else had eaten, and there wasn't. Everybody else had already eaten or had something, because you and I had the little thing at Roasters, Rondo's.
Ronto Roasters.
Oh, how's that?
Roasters.
I enjoyed it. Hank.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't. Here's the thing. I think if you're going to make something really cool, because when you go there is every single part of that place is has such amazing detail.
Mm-hmm.
I thoroughly enjoyed being in there. You feel like you're in a different world. I don't know, Tyler. I don't know if you said it or not, but Tyler said, "I don't feel like I'm at Hollywood Studios."
Yeah.
You know, and so I think food is
Even
a big part of
thinking
that.
back, even thinking back to it, I don't.
Right.
Like even in hindsight, I still feel like we were in another location. It's weird. Like I didn't feel like we were connected to Hollywood Studios at all.
The one thing that we had was I think it was pita. Was it a pita?
Yeah, the Ronto wrap.
Yeah, and it had a sausage link in it and some, I think, turkey or something maybe. I don't remember what else was in it, and some slaw and things like that.
How was
It was
that?
basically-
What kind of slaw was it? That's what I'm wondering.
It's vinegar slaw.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, but then there was no barbecue sauce, and I thought, well, you basically made a barbecue sandwich here without any barbecue sauce. I mean, it wasn't anything that made something go, oh yeah, let's go, try something. I thought that they could have really done something amazing with an opportunity for that.
I'm on a break a bro code here and talk about Hank's mother.
Oh Lord.
Here we go.
I hope she doesn't listen to the podcast. He always talks
Every
about
week.
how she wants to add something, just to make the meal a little better.
Oh yeah.
It's like it needs just this, and I looked at him as we were walking out of Ronto Roasters. I was like, "All right, Velma." He goes,
I am my
"Man, I'm
mother's
just telling you,
child.
man. We need a little barbecue sauce on here." I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
It's true though.
They don't have barbecue sauce in space.
Well, they don't. I don't know that they have all that other stuff either. But
Well, they don't have rum. You found that out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something they could have done that would have been really cool. They could have done some, MREs, kind of space food, space thing, whatever kind of thing. They could have done something fun with that. I don't know what they do in Star Wars. Maybe they don't do that. I don't know. So maybe they could.
They
just
have in the store. You can buy those.
Yeah.
In the Resistance store, they have like a Resistance pack that has like snacks.
That's cool.
Like MRE type snacks in it, and then they have these Jedi food pellet capsules you can get.
I think the hard part with that is I don't know if any of you guys have ever eaten any of those, but they suck.
Well,
They're
MREs.
awful.
oh yeah,
I mean,
the ones that they sell just look like them. They don't taste like them.
Do you want to tell him what's in the MREs, Ryan?
Oh, at the Disney
at Galaxy's Edge.
I'd have to look. I know the Jedi pellets are just candy.
In the MRE, I don't even have to look this up because I've watched so many videos on it. I just think it's hysterical. There are lemon drops, cocoa cereal, pretzel sticks, mint Tic Tacs. There's something orange jelly beans.
What?
And there's a couple other things. Oh, I can't believe I'm remembering all this. Those fire roasted peanuts with the hard red shell.
Who designs this?
And it's like $75 or something, man.
I'm gonna tell you something. Right now. Bob Iger sits in his office. He goes on his morning runs just to figure out ways to tick me off.
Bob Chapek too. He's running.
That guy don't even have a Twitter account. He knows he's so hated. At least Bob Iger's got the cojones enough to have a Twitter I can hate on him for.
You've already looked to see if Chapek has a Twitter.
Oh, you saw the tweet that I made about I don't remember what it was, but I tried to because I tagged Bob. I put Bob Iger right in there. I tried to put Chapek. Oh, it was not family friendly. We won't talk about that one. If you want to see it, you can go to.
Yeah. Now they do have cheddar crackers in it and peanut butter pretzels.
There you go.
And French burnt peanuts and honey roasted peanuts. So
all the major food groups.
That's awful.
All that stuff together reminds me of. Do you remember ever made these in school where it was a cell Like you have all the mitochondria, they call it
yeah.
the cell wall, and it's like all made of candy, and they like let you eat it and all that. So
Yes.
I kept thinking of it's like there's a Tic Tac one that's probably like a whatever, The fruit roll up is the cell wall. Is there a fruit roll up in there?
I've heard also. I know you guys didn't eat it at Docking Bay. I heard the food isn't that great.
I didn't think it looked that. I was really hungry, and I looked at it and I just
I
went,
heard it.
"There's nothing in here that makes me go, ooh, I want to eat that." You
Well,
know,
I heard everything's very small and very expensive.
Oh yeah.
it's
Like it was ridiculous, and just a tiny plate of food and for $12. And
Tyler first took me to the one in Pandora. What's it called?
Satulu Canteen.
Satulu. And now it's one of my favorite places to go.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's good.
And to go get that little, was it blueberry or something? The little moose.
Yeah,
egg.
I love
Oh,
that.
that's the best thing on
I call
the
it.
planet.
I call it the Thanos egg.
Which planet?
Oh, it was great.
It looks like something Thanos would pop out of his bum.
I was in there.
Well,
in there
not
all the time,
bum.
and I had different people with me, and I told one of them, I said, or I'll tell all of them, I said, you should get that. And I go, no, I'll just have a bite of yours. And I went, no, you ain't.
No, you won't. Yeah.
No, you ain't.
I have to-
That thing is the cheapest thing on Disney property, and it's probably one of the best. What's it, $4.50 or something? Buy your own. And I don't share. Play.
Yeah, I don't share mine either.
I do like. That's probably my favorite place to eat in the parks because you don't feel like you're spending, or no, just straight out, you're not spending a fortune to eat there, and it's really, really good.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's real food.
right.
Like, you're not just eating like corn dog nuggets.
Yeah, and free refills on drinks. So,
There you go.
there's always that.
Hey, little insider tip: if you get the Pandora and Sunrise, there's no refills on that, so just get no ice.
Oh, well done.
You can get a
How
little.
long have we been friends?
Oh,
And you're
sorry.
just now telling me this?
Sorry, man.
Because I do get that.
Yeah. No
I
ice.
just get the fountain drinks. The soda.
I'll tell you something else I thought was really strange about Galaxy's Edge. And like I said, there's a lot of things that I really loved about it. There were a couple of things that I just thought, man, they just did not think this thing through in a lot of ways. You can buy the cloaks, and you can buy some of the I don't want to say costumes and offend somebody, but you can buy whatever. But you're in Florida, and it's a little warm. And so the day we were there, it was pretty toasty. Tyler got a lot of sun that day. And these things that they're so heavy, they're so thick. They'd be great if it was in,
Well, you can't wear those in the park anyway.
Wasn't there like a couple people walking around with them? No.
Not
Oh.
supposed
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, that's dumb.
You wear them on Tatooine, you should be fine.
Now, little kids can dress up. Like under the age of 14 can dress up, I think.
Yep.
But adults cannot wear anything like that.
Wow.
Which is so funny because honestly, if I was going to wear an outfit in a park, it would probably be Galaxy's Edge.
So is there another park so answer me this. Is there another park or another place in any of the parks that sell that type of clothing that you can buy in the park but can't wear in the park? Because that makes absolutely no sense to me.
No, because any kind of costume adults can't wear, but they don't want people to get confused that you're a cast member.
But they don't sell anything costumish like that in any of the other parks.
No, they just sell like princess dresses and stuff.
So my point is that they're not selling them anywhere, but now you're selling them in a park, but you can't wear it in the park.
Yep.
That's weird.
Even though at Wizarding World, right down the
Wizarding
road,
World?
you can
Wizarding
buy
World.
Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
Oh,
Right down the road, you can buy a robe, a house robe from Harry Potter, and you can wear it through Wizarding World. And you can buy a wand and you can use it through the Wizarding World. But Disney decided, nope, you can't wear the costumes and you can't play with your lightsaber out in public. Yeah, out
And that's
public. Sounded
That's
bad.
the whole.
Wait a minute. So you can't use the lightsaber?
If you went into Savi's and built yourself a lightsaber, you cannot take it out in the park and swing it around, and like you can like some people will let you like take a picture with it, but then they're like, okay, put it back, put it away. You can't even take a droid out that you build. It has to stay in
Well,
its box.
I knew that, and I've already got issues with that. So now you're telling me that you can't use the lightsaber?
Mm-mm.
I love Bob Iger and Bob Chapek.
That's why they give you that. That's why they're giving you in quotes
Yeah.
the sheath to put it in, because you're required to keep it in your sheath. Keep your lightsaber in your sheath while you're out in public.
Oh,
So where are
wow.
you going to use
Mama
it? You
always
going
told
to use
me.
it at Chili's or Target? Like, I don't get it. Where am I supposed to wear my robe? One day out of the year, Halloween?
You wear it
Like, I don't.
around your home in your
Yeah.
mom's
To
basement
work.
or something.
That's the whole thing. I mean, I think when you think of there's going to be the Star Wars land, it's almost like a Comic-Con kind of thing, right? You're expecting to go be in costume to experience. They talk about it being immersive, right? And it's not in some ways because of that, But I get it. I mean, I think I can see why they don't want you doing all that stuff, because people get hit in the head or get tricked because you're wearing the costume and you're like, oh yeah, come over this way, and.
Have an
That boils down to cracking down on your security. That's all that is.
Yeah.
I have an idea, and I'm going to need full commitment from all four of you. We are going to legally create a religion that we believe we're superheroes, right? And so every day for the next year, we're all going to wear our capes and our total superhero outfit, right, for a year. And we're going to register as a religion. And then they have to let us wear those in the park.
Yeah.
I've been wearing my underwear outside of my pants for years, so I'm like way ahead of you guys.
Let's do it.
Well,
Let's do it.
That's from an old episode of I'm Geek called Superheroing.
Yep, that's what
When you wear
hashtag superheroing.
That's when you wear your underwear outside of your pants.
The problem with us is that, with the exception of probably, let me guess, I'm going to say probably, I'm going to say it's either Chris or Katrin, and I don't know which one of you guys it would be. All of us are going to want to be villains. I'm going to want to be a villain. Tyler, would you be a villain or a superhero?
I walk the path in the middle, son.
Oh, do you? Ryan, don't tell me you wouldn't be a villain. I already know better.
I think I would be like the anti-hero.
There you
There
go.
you go. There you
I would
go.
be like the
All right.
guy that, like, saves the day, but has fun
Reluctantly?
doing it. Has fun doing it.
Nathan, I'm probably wrong, but I'm putting my money on you that you're going to want to be the Superman of the group or something.
Who?
Katrin. Chris, I think you're just going to be a bad guy like us. I don't know. What do you think?
For me, I go back and forth. I've cosplayed a couple times when we've gone to Comic-Con type stuff. It's been fun. First time I was Deadpool, which is kind of an anti-hero. But then the second time I was Master Roshi from Dragon Ball Z, which I just looked like myself as an old man. But
So you didn't have to really dress up.
I didn't really have to dress up. Just a turtle shell. So I've never I like superheroes, but if I'm a good guy, I tend to be drawn to more of the side characters, like a sidekick or like a Master Roshi type thing.
Really? All right,
Yeah.
Katrin. What do you got? What's your pick, Katrin?
I'd probably be a superhero.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
a
see, we
do-gooder.
can do a whole movie on this thing with us because we've got at least 4 films and now 5 if we do the whole Avengers type thing.
Right.
And then you have to fight all of us.
This is an episode right here in itself. What would our superpowers be? Oh, I just got through watching The Boys on Amazon Prime.
Y'all want to know? Look,
Man,
here's
that
the
was
deal.
crazy. Anyways, we can talk about that some other time.
Yeah, I'm surprised you watched that show, man. That's kind of violent for you, ain't it, Brian?
It was recommended. I tried it out. There was only like one part of it that I was like, "This is dumb. This is stupid. Why do they even bother doing this?" Did you watch
I know
it?
I know our buddy Kevin Smith sure praised it.
It was interesting. Yeah, there's too much language, and then the whole Ezekiel
Yeah,
thing was dumb.
I watched it. I liked it. Yeah, it was just that Ezekiel thing that they did kind of in the middle of it was just kind of odd to me and kind of out of nowhere.
The story was really good. It's basically the story is about this guy who, him and his girlfriend are minding their own business, and she is very violently murdered by one of the superheroes on accident.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's so the story is sort of him trying to get revenge, but also figure out himself because she was his life basically, and what's he gonna do now? So it was pretty cool.
How
Anyways, that's
supernatural of them.
Huh?
I said, how supernatural of them.
Yeah, that's another good show.
Well,
It just sounds like the exact same show.
Wasn't it Eric? Isn't it Eric? Yeah, it's Eric Kripke.
It's the same guy that did Supernatural.
It's the same guy that did Supernatural. Is the guy?
Really?
Yeah.
Man, do you want to be that guy's girlfriend? Because you die in episode 1 of everything he does. Apparently.
Yeah. Anyways, back to Batuu. Did you guys buy any souvenirs?
I bought
Besides your $85 beer?
Yeah, that, and what the other thing I bought was, this is a good segment of this show. I'm going to let because even Hank doesn't know. I kind of tarried off and did my own thing near the end, so he doesn't even know what I bought. I'm going to let each one of y'all take a guess at what I purchased.
Can this be a multiple choice question?
No, that's what's going to make it more fun, because you don't know anything about Star Wars, Hank.
Yeah, so I have nowhere to go on this.
I think, Katrin, or I can't remember. Have we established? Are you a Star Wars fan?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think all three of these boys will know what it is that I got.
I'm going with the dice.
I did want that. Couldn't find it.
Oh, that's what I was going to guess. Okay, now.
No.
Yeah, think about this now. I'm trying to think what all they have there.
Yeah.
Y'all,
There's so much.
Since Bob Chapek went to such length to make sure that all the cast members are the characters themselves.
Oh my God.
They're all, in story. They're all, like in the moment, right? So when I was looking for the dice, I was standing amongst our group, and I was like, okay, guys, just follow me over here. So there was 2 cast members standing outside of Doc Ondar's, and I was like, okay, how do I do this? I hear tale of a young smuggler from Corellia who had a pair of dice that was very important to him. I have heard rumors that you can find replicas of said dice somewhere on this planet of Batuu. I believe the young man's name was Han Solo. The girl was like, I have heard tales of this Han. Oh, geez. She was like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, well, who is going to know? Like,
Sounds like a scene out of Waiting for Guffman.
My
How far
patience.
I could not tell.
it was that bad, dude.
You have the patience of Job, brother. I don't know that I could deal with it.
Okay, I'll give y'all a hint. What I bought is seen for the first time in A New Hope, and shortly after we meet Luke.
I'm sorry. That's the first movie, so of course it's the first time it's been seen.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's true.
The first time you see this is in episode 4, The New Hope.
Hey, you know what? For some people now, that could be the case.
It's true.
Okay, so first time, shortly after you meet Luke. Luke.
Scorched body. You bought a scorched body.
A scorched body.
You're close.
You didn't buy one of those evaporator fans, did you?
No.
All right, good. Because I was going to say why.
It is restraining.
You bought the handcuffs?
Looking to the left.
No. I bought a restraining bolt.
Oh, I didn't even know they sold those there.
Yeah, it's a magnet.
Huh. Well, there you go.
Yeah, and I put it on the front of my computer because I thought that was funny.
That is funny.
That was the only thing I bought. I bought the Raincore Flight and a restraining bolt. I don't know why I wanted that thing. When I saw it at the where did they have the big exhibit where they showcased most of the merch? Was it Comic-Con?
No, they had
No,
it at Star Wars Celebration.
Star Wars Celebration. That's right. I saw that they had the restraining bolt amongst all the stuff, and I was like, "That's one of the things I want." And I've had my eyes on it ever since. So I went in the Droid Depot, and that's what I got.
I'm still trying to decide if there's anything that I'm actually going to buy. I mean, I would like the dice if they have them, maybe.
Get out of here! You gonna buy the whole daggone thing?
No, I'm not. I'm like, I just got so much stuff. Well, I've gotten into these stupid Funko Pops, and I'm like, oh, what this? I want a kyber crystal. I know I can't. I'm not going to get the lightsaber that it goes with, but I just want a kyber crystal, just so I could be like, here's a kyber crystal sitting on my desk. That's about it. I would love to have a black kyber crystal, but I don't know if I'll be able to get one of those.
I know how you can get one.
Well, I know. If I can find
Dark
it.
eBay. Dark eBay.
I saw somebody's video that said foolproof way to get a black kyber crystal at Galaxy's Edge. He goes through this whole spiel.
Spray painted it.
And then he took a mark of yeah, he took a Sharpie and just colored it black at the end.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He's like, there you go. And I'm like, you made me watch that whole thing. Yeah, jerk. Anyways. All right, so that's cool. He got a restraining bolt. I'm sure that Hank got nothing because he was like, I don't understand what all this stuff is.
I got nothing. I was, here's the deal: is once I had that blue milk, I was.
He got a phone number. That's all he got.
Oh, he
Hey,
actually
now.
got one this time. That's good.
Oh,
I got one the other time too. Thank you very much.
Did you get the phone number? Did it work?
What do you mean?
The phone number?
I don't really want to talk about it because, like, one of them are probably going to listen to this, and I'm going to sound like
Whether
No.
the time is
No, they're not.
4 o'clock.
Yeah.
You've
Welcome.
reached movie phone.
Yeah.
Well,
We've reached WDW.
Look at the time. It's late.
You could tell us all about it offline.
They're both super cool. I did get two
Both.
phone numbers. They're both
Both.
super cool. No, one time when Ryan and I were together, and then the time there. But why are we talking about this? Let's talk about something else.
Star Wars.
All right, Star
Star
Wars,
Wars.
Batuu. So the last thing I guess you mentioned it a little bit, but how were since the cast members are the characters, was there a lot of interaction, or was it just sort of like not much at all?
What you've seen, stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ray.
They called me a Jedi and put quotations over it.
Use quotations in space.
They literally did that. They went Jedi. Like, okay.
No stormtroopers are so sarcastic.
Yeah.
Right.
I did notice on the was it the Millennium Falcon that I said that, where I said or what ship was it that's got bolts and wires and plugs everywhere on the outside? And I thought to myself, if this guy was gonna like chase after me, I could fix him in no time. I just walk by and go pink and pull one of 5 million plugs or hoses. Good luck catching me. You're gonna take you 9 years to figure out which one I loosened.
It is something that I think only a non-Star Wars fan would notice. Most people are seeing the Millennium Falcon for the first time and breaking down in tears, dropping down to their knees, crying, "Oh my God, I've waited my whole life." And Hank's first reaction was, "Man, that is a whole heck of a lot of stuff that could go wrong."
And it does.
He said, "I can unscrew one pipe and good luck, Luke."
Yep.
Like, you know what, man? I've never even thought about that. That's so true.
And who wants to have if you're in space and the hoses on the outside of your
Vessel.
vessel, whatever you want to call it, yeah, vessel, goes kaput. So let's just say Luke's chasing old Hank. And then all of a sudden he realizes, and he sputters, and then he stops. But what, you gonna float around there for a whole bunch of time just trying to figure out where? Because that's the only choice you've got. I don't know. I've given way too much thought to this.
I think
And-
so.
Quit trying. Quit
First
trying
off-
to ruin it.
First off,
Huh?
Luke would never fly the Millennium Falcon.
I was waiting, man.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. You were thinking of Han Solo or Chewbacca.
I knew I didn't like that guy.
An episode. Blah, blah, blah.
Didn't he call it like a piece of crap or a hunk of junk? What did he call
Hunk
it?
of junk.
Hunk of junk.
Hunk of junk. Yeah, that's why I don't like him already. If I'm gonna have to pick a character, you know, of the old, it's gonna have to be Han Solo.
Well, yeah, he's the.
More of a Tobias Beckett, Hank.
Which one's that one? There are people who are listening to this going, "Why is this guy on this show? Why?"
For this reason alone.
He's from Solo, the movie Solo. Tobias.
Woody Harrelson's character.
Oh, I love that dude.
Well, there you go.
He's good at running a bar.
I'm a fan from a creative standpoint, but I didn't realize this till later in life, and we talked about it before. Whenever I was young, my mother used to take me to. Speaking of my madre, she used to take me to wrestling events. You know, and everybody was getting their start there. You know, Jay Lawler, $1 Million Man, all those guys were doing their thing, right? And I cheered for the bad guys. I loved the bad guys because without the bad guys, you didn't have a story, you know? And so it's kind of the same thing with film and stuff like that. I enjoy the bad guy. That's the guy who brings the depth in the character and makes the other guy look, you know,
Your
like
protagonist is only as good as your antagonist.
So I do like the guy.
Yeah, if I'm looking around my room right now, I've got more villains on my shelf than I do have the good guys.
Color us all surprised.
What color is that exactly?
Fuchsia.
Fuchsia?
Black.
Black, but only black with a Sharpie.
I'm surprised you're not watching wrestling right
Sharpie black. Today's college football, man. Like, they're gonna get on. People have to understand something about me with college football, or just football in general. There are people who will tell me, "Hey, we're getting married this fall," and I go, "Did you check the schedule? Is that a bye week?" You know, and they'll say, "Oh, no, you should come." No, I'm not coming to your stupid wedding. You should know better than to book it in the fall.
Yeah, we got married on November 5th, 2005, and it was Arkansas's homecoming, so we kind of got in trouble. So there were people that didn't come. Like, what? I gotta go to the game. Like, what?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a thing.
That's the thing. All right, so I think that wraps up Batuu. I mean, there's a lot of stuff not a lot of stuff, but there's stuff that you didn't get to do. You didn't get to do Savis. You didn't get to build a droid. You didn't.
That's gonna be.
Oh, sorry. Tyler just flashed a picture of Catron with hearts around him.
I was wondering why he had this grin on his face. He had this.
The love story has begun.
Going, what is he doing? And he's just
Ladies and
grinning.
gentlemen, y'all can head to my Instagram right now.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Well, we know
Tyler and
who's
I are tagging on social media like we did. Where do we get those T-shirts? Yeah.
Shop.spreadshirt.com/IamGeek.
So
So
if
you
you
know
want,
what happens if Catron and Tyler end up on the Millennium Falcon in that one section?
Oh. C-3PO might interrupt.
yeah. So now, if you want a T-shirt, you go to where?
Oh, shop.spreadshirt.com/IamGeek.
And if you want to see Catron's photo that Tyler done, you go to @TylerDean.
I guess on Instagram.
Is that right, buddy?
What happened?
What is your Instagram handle? Is it @TylerDean?
@_Tyler Dean.
Underscore.
And if you want to see the not so nice thing I said about Bob Chapek and Bob Iger, that I found out Bob Chapek does not have a Twitter, you can go to the Hank Bagwell on Twitter. But
Before we
I
wrap,
don't know
before we
I
wrap
thought you
up, Star Wars talk. It's since we had our last episode, the trailer or the next trailer or whatever for Rise of Skywalker.
There you go.
There we go. Dropped,
Got there.
and I was going to get your guys' reaction to Red-Eyed C-3PO, who needs some Visine, and Dark Ray. I know Hank doesn't know anything, but he can just sit there and nod his head.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
I have said this many times before. I've been very outspoken about it. Sorry if y'all hear my cat. She's begging for food. Even though she's already eaten. Golly. If I could pick J.J. Abrams' brain, I know that he would tell me that he originally intended for Rey to be a Skywalker. Period. Because the first one was about Anakin. The first trilogy was about Anakin. Second trilogy is about Luke. Third's about Rey. I mean, when she holds her hand out, and at the end of the movie, into the third act of Force Awakens, and it flies past Kylo into her hand, and then you hear that theme song, that's what they were building up to. So I hope, even though I know people are saying that it's a safe answer or whatever, I hope that now she's some kind of a clone, a mix of somebody's DNA or whatnot. So I hope that the Dark Ray is somebody that her and Kylo have to fight together. But, I mean, it's probably a vision or a reflection in a mirror or whatever.
It's that mirror, dude.
Well, what if it's her looking at herself in a mirror?
No, it's like the mirror from The Last Jedi.
But why would they do that again?
Because I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal as you think everybody's making it out to be, because it's in the trailer. If it was going to be a big deal, it wouldn't have been in the trailer.
Yeah. I don't know. Hank, what do you think?
I'm with you, fellers.
Yes.
To quote,
Oh, brother Warthour.
Yep. To quote one of the top 5 on my list. There.
Oh, hey! Don't give anything away. That's coming up next episode. We don't want to give that away. But
Okay.
a little spoiler, little tidbit there, I guess, of what Hank's going to say.
Teaser.
Little teaser. Anyways, I think that I think that's going to be a Force vision mirror type thing. I don't think
Meant to make people think it's something that it's not.
I thought it was a cool looking scene, but I think that's all it's going to be. It would be cool if they did something like that with there's a clone, but
don't listen to me. I thought that Kylo Ren was going to be Luke Skywalker turned bad. I really did. I mean, he was nowhere on the poster, and this new villain mask was real huge on the poster, and everybody's like, "Where's Luke? Where's Luke?" And I was like, he's right freaking there. I was like, something happened and he got twisted and went to the dark side. I was like, that's why this dude's so powerful, stopping bolts in the air and crap. He's Luke freaking Skywalker. And then he wasn't. I was
disappointed. Yeah. Oh, well.
I just want him to be a Force ghost in this one and just not go away, just constantly sitting in the background.
I'm right here.
If I was still around, I'd be doing this.
Okay, Ryan.
I wouldn't have done it that way.
I got to ask, though, one more thing. Do you think we'll see Anakin at all in this movie?
I think we'll see some form of Anakin, but it won't be like, hey, here's Anakin. I was hiding in the back the whole time. I think we'll see either a vision or a ghost or something, but I don't think we'll see hey, everybody, I'm back type thing. It was me rising.
That's all I wanted. I wanted Anakin to go against Kylo when he was throwing his temper tantrums and stuff. I was like, man, I want a young Anakin Skywalker to just pop out of nowhere and just rip him an absolute new and take him down.
Time travel.
Right?
He pops out of the TARDIS. The TARDIS just randomly shows up and Anakin pops out of the TARDIS.
Oh, Hank's watching it.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen.
What did you? So what did you think about the red-eyed C-3PO?
I have no opinion.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. It didn't really get me excited for the movie. I don't know. The last one just kind of like put a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I like C-3PO. There is supposedly he plays a bigger part in this one, and he's probably like one of my favorite Star Wars characters. So
Yeah.
I'll be happy to see more of him because he was just in the background the last episodes.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of weird with the trailer that they showed the history of the movies, and I understand it was the history of the movie, so they were in the order that they came out in the theaters. But to me, it might have made more sense if they went like in order of
The story.
history. Yeah, the story. And it was just
Yeah.
kind of weird. I was like, what? We jumped back in time, through this.
I agree.
But I mean, it was fine, whatever. But the red-eyed C-3PO could be a reflection of something else. It's just a red light reflecting off his eyes. I doubt he's got a red diode or whatever you want, or a LED light in there or something that lights up. That made him.
Oh, that
bad.
changed him evil.
It made him evil. I don't know.
The Emperor has taken
My
over his
thing
body.
My thing about that though is kind of like I know that they don't want to tick off fans because they ticked them off with The Last Jedi so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that somebody is aware that if they put something in the trailer and build it up,
Yeah.
only for it to be nothing, they'd be stupid if they don't realize that's going to tick people off. That's the only reason I think there's something up with Dark Ray, and why I think that C-3PO, for a moment at least, goes, what's it called, First Order or whatever.
But this is Disney's MO. They do it with all the Marvel movies. They've done it with all the Star Wars movies so far. They always have stuff in the trailers that either don't appear in the movie or are taken way out of context.
Yeah.
So,
But there's also in the comic books.
Yeah,
For the Vader series, there's a protocol droid that looks like C-3PO that's silver though and has red eyes, and his name is BT, and he's evil. But I mean, I doubt that they pull him in here, but it would be funny.
Well, they tried to stick a little goatee on C-3PO to show that he was evil, but it kept falling off.
Yeah.
So they had to go with the red eyes.
That would be hilarious.
That was talking about that. There was something that I did when we were getting ready to ride the Millennium Falcon that I thought was odd. When you're standing there, you're getting ready to go in, and what's the guy's name, Tyler? The guy who's telling you he wants to have you go find all this stuff.
Hondo Accord.
Hondo.
Yeah, and so he's got a little droid there, and there's no lights on the droid. And I thought, how'd you miss that? Tyler noticed, the floor where somebody picked that up, and then I thought, how did you not put lights on a droid that move? Because he's kind of, he moves around. And I thought, well, why didn't you put lights on that? Maybe they could have put red eyes on him.
I didn't notice that.
What kind of droid was it?
Just that.
What's the one with the square head? Not square, but
More squarish or
Yeah.
cylinder like.
Yes.
Flat top.
Not an
an
R2, but
R5.
but yeah, R5, right?
Okay. I'm trying to remember if it even has lights on it. Some of them don't, Hank. Some of them don't have lights on them. Some of the
I think
droids,
that-
they're just...
I just think that would have been a good
Plain
place
Jane.
for one that does have lights on it. That's my thought.
Yeah, R5.
Yeah.
It is an R5.
I think so. Yeah.
Look at me.
Excuse me.
All right, well, that's been Hank and Tyler go to Batuu.
Yeah, that's it. I say go.
Oh, I'm going.
Definitely. Well, to anybody listening, I suggest, and I think the world already knows this. Like, just wait until Rise of the Resistance opens.
No, I'm not.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I already had the trip planned before I even knew Star
Yeah.
Wars was opening
Yeah.
up.
Well, I mean, you'll still enjoy it, but I think those out there who are still on the fence, like, definitely wait until Rise of the Resistance opens, because I just think that's going to blow everybody away. At least I hope it does.
I hope it does too.
I definitely enjoy it. Like I said, I can nitpick it all day long, but I had a great time. Does anybody know in this group? Does anybody know how Thunder Mountain Railroad is the exact same ride in Disneyland as it is in Magic Kingdom, but it's flipped, it's reversed to fit?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that's a real thing. It's the exact same ride except it's just flipped. I felt like they should have done that for Florida, and people have heard me talk about this extensively. When you're in Batuu in Florida, you'll leave the Resistance Forest and head into man-made structures. So like the tunnel into, what was Streets of America. Then on the other end, you leave man-made structures of Batuu and enter Andy's backyard.
I get what you're saying.
So to me, it should have been reversed. You should have went from the forest into a backyard, and then from man-made structures of Batuu into man-made structures of Streets of America. So it's just little things like that I can nitpick all day long. But I do think it's awesome. I can't wait to go back. I mean, of course, like me and Hank have talked about extensively, I can't wait to go back to the Cantina. I think those who grew up with Star Wars are going to absolutely love walking into the Falcon. Just set the bar real low and your expectations will be exceeded.
That's interesting you say that, because from that perspective, because from somebody who's not a Star Wars fan, who really was just kind of like, whatever, I was a little bit just smitten. It truly felt like I was in a whole other world. So I guess, as someone who wasn't a fan, that I went in and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. To most everything. I could say my only two things were the food and that nasty blue milk. But that's, but I had a really good time. And just, I liked being just kind of immersed in that world. So even if you don't know anything about Star Wars, I would tell you to go. You're probably going to have a good time.
Yeah, and that's like most times with Disney. Even if you don't know, like Pandora and stuff, Avatar, even if you've never seen Avatar and you go to Pandora, you're going to have a good time. Mm-hmm. Same thing I could see with that. Because I'm still wondering, is it going to feel like Star Wars to me, or is it going to feel like an alien planet that's going to be cool, but it's but it's not real Star Wars.
The Falcon feels like Star Wars. The rest of it, you get strong Pandora vibes.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
see what I'm doing? I'm lowering the bar. Oh, sorry, Casey.
Just there shaking his head. That's funny. Yeah, he's just
what's going on?
Looking at your love.
All right. Well, this has been episode 116 of I Am Geek. Thank you guys for joining us on Batuu. Yes, if you want to say that. But Hank, Tyler, thank you for coming back on, and we're gonna keep this train a rolling, but we're gonna cut right here and then start over with our next episode. So be looking forward to that one. Make sure you tell all your friends about I Am Geek. They can find I Am Geek wherever they listen to podcasts. If you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. A comment would be great. But you can listen to us anywhere. If you listen to podcasts, search for I Am Geek or go to IamGeekShow.com, and we'll catch you next time on I Am Geek.